Welcome to this tutorial for creating custom builds of the NoHats mod for TF2. I highly recommend you watch this video in full before attempting it yourself. Before we begin, you'll need to download a few things, including GCFScape, the latest build of the NoHats mod, the custom build of the NoHats mod, and an up-to-date database.csv from the NoHats mod website. Downloads for all these will be provided in the description below. First, extract the nhcustom2_windows folder from the custom build.zip and place it anywhere. The files needed to create a custom build are all here. The input folder is where you'll be putting the raw assets of the latest nohatsmod.vpk. nhcustom2.exe is the program you'll be using to compile your custom build. Database.csv is what the program will be using to build your mod accurately. Make sure you're using the one you downloaded from the NoHats mod website. So we take our downloaded one from here, simply copy and paste it into the folder. Config.txt is what you'll be editing to customize your build. And you'll need to create a folder called output. This is where the program will create the files for your custom build. Make sure each file is exactly as it appears, down to the name and grammar. Once you have everything set up, extract nohatsbgum.vpk from your .zip of the NoHats mod. Open it up in GCFScape. Right-click the models folder, hit extract, then select the input folder as your destination. The input folder, after this process, will now contain all of the model files needed to create a custom build. It'll take about 30 to 40 seconds. Open up config.txt in any text editing program. Notepad will do just fine. There is some text from when you get the program right out of the box, so you can just delete all this. This is where we'll be inputting commands and cosmetics for the program to filter. At the very top of the file, you must have either one of these commands. You can't use both. Keep means every cosmetic mentioned will be kept in-game. Any not mentioned will be removed. Remove means every cosmetic mentioned will be removed in-game. Any not mentioned will be kept. For this tutorial, I'll show you how to make a whitelist, aka a list of cosmetics you want to keep seeing while you play. So we just simply write keep at the very top. What I'm going to show you now are some commands you can use to filter which cosmetics you want to keep. The most basic command is hat, which will keep the hat mentioned. Simply type hat in lowercase, followed by a colon. Next, type the name of the cosmetic you want to keep in correct grammar. For example, let's write down a few. In-game, cosmetics have prefixes like the, which aren't the exact names the program uses. To check, visit the TF2 wiki and see the lists of cosmetics per class to see what you should write. If any cosmetics you're entering have special characters, such as an exclamation mark, both kinds of brackets, or the plus sign, make sure to put them in quotation marks. The program uses these characters for handling commands, and not quoting them will cause it to break. On the right hand side of the screen are these 4 cosmetics as they appear on the TF2 wiki. Knowing this, let's correct them. For the first one, we get rid of the, and milkman is one word with a lowercase m. Second one, we get rid of the. We correct the spelling of luchador. On the third one, we get rid of the. We put monoculus in quotation marks. And on the fourth one, we get rid of the. You can type each and every single cosmetic you want to keep, but it's a very time-consuming process. To make things easier, you can filter batches of cosmetics through various commands, including equip region, class, and update. The one you want to be using the most is the update command, which, like cosmetics, keeps all of the cosmetics from a specific update. Simply type update, then colon, followed by the name of an update you want to keep. Let's write down a few. Like before, make sure everything is accurate. The names of updates might differ in the program compared to their official titles. To check this, open up database.csv in Notepad. Hit Ctrl F and enter the name of a cosmetic or update you want to check and click Find Next. For example, the Minsk beef is from the Scream Fortress update we've listed. What I've highlighted now is the entry for the Minsk beef in the database. On the TF2 wiki, it lists the Scream Fortress update as the 6th annual Halloween special, ScreamFortress 2014, and ScreamFortress VI, while the name of the update in the program database is ScreamFortress 2014. So that's all you need to write. Knowing this, let's correct it. Change VI to 2014. Make sure while browsing the database, you don't accidentally delete or add any new characters. The exclamation mark does the opposite of what the config is set up to do. In our case, it will remove cosmetics from our whitelist. For example, if there's certain cosmetics you dislike from updates you've included, simply type the hat command, this time with an exclamation mark behind it, followed by the cosmetic you want to remove. The Beepman is a cosmetic from ScreamFortress 2014. So while we have the update written down here, this particular cosmetic will still be removed because of the exclamation mark. The path command is what you'll be using the most to customize your entries. It simply searches for paths matching what you enter. This can be as simple as finding all cosmetics with the letter B in it, but you want to use it to filter specific parts of cosmetics, such as classes and styles. For example, the Doctor's Dapper Topper used to be a soldier exclusive cosmetic before an update in 2016 changed it to be all class. If you want to revert it back to being a soldier exclusive, simply type hat, Doctor's Dapper Topper, followed by a closed curve bracket, path, and soldier. The path command here searches through the Dapper Topper's files and only keeps the ones that matches its criteria. In this case, only the soldier model files will remain, but be careful. If you're using the path command to modify a cosmetic that already appears in one of your update lines, the update command will override the hat command. To fix this, simply exclude the cosmetics you want to modify by using the exclamation mark after the update line and before the hat line mentioning it. So we simply put exclamation mark hat, Doctor's Dapper Topper. First we mentioned the main economy update in an update line here, which keeps a batch of cosmetics including the Dapper Topper. Then we remove the Dapper Topper from the whitelist with an exclamation mark hat command. Then finally we reintroduce the Dapper Topper with the path command only filtering for paths that have soldier in the name. You can use the path command for filtering styles too. For example, the Allfather received a second style in 2016, which gives it a different appearance than the original. So we simply write hat Allfather, followed by an exclamation mark, path, and then S2. The criteria of the path command this time is S2, which matches the file names of the Allfather's second style. And since we're using an exclamation mark, whatever is in front of it will be removed. The path command can be a bit iffy when it comes to styles. Cosmetics don't follow a universal system for styles. Some are body groups, some are skins for the same model. They might all be in the same directory or they might be in different folders. There's also no universal name scheme for styles either. Most of them follow a simple S or style followed by a number, although others have specific keywords used instead, like necktie for the foppish physician. You can browse the database.csv to check style names and prefixes. If you fail to get rid of a certain style, just know that it probably isn't your fault. You can make combinations of commands to filter various factors at once for a single cosmetic, such as class and style at the same time. Let's look at a couple of examples. The Allfather was also updated in 2016 to be equipable by more classes. If we want to keep it locked to the first style and only be seen on its original classes, Soldier and Heavy, we update the original like this. First we get rid of the exclamation mark path, and then we put a closed curve bracket. After the closed curve bracket, type open round bracket, path, soldier, plus, then path, heavy, close round bracket. Finally, finishing with exclamation mark, path, S2. We open with the hat command, then use two path commands in brackets to filter for both soldier and heavy. The second path command is set up outside of the brackets to remove what is mentioned independent of the commands inside of the brackets. The Dead of Night was once a spy-only cosmetic with no styles. After an update in 2016, it's now an all-class cosmetic with 4 styles. If we want it to remain spy exclusive and only use the first style, we type this. Hat, Dead of Night, close curve bracket, path, spy, then exclamation mark, path, underscore S2. We open up with the hat command. Then we use the path command to filter for spy only. Then we use a second path command to filter for the second style, regardless of whether it's spy or not, which is why we don't put them in brackets. If you're confused by using multiple commands, there's another way to specify which cosmetics you want to keep for particular classes and styles. Open up database.csv and search for the cosmetic you want with Ctrl F. For example, let's see how we would have written the Allfather for Soldier and Heavy with the original style. The parts you want to pay attention to are the model file paths, which are highlighted on screen. The first one is the original, as it has no suffix, while the second one has the S2 suffix for the second style. If we only want the first style, we use the path command and copy and paste the file path without the style suffix in front of it. Type path, copy and paste. To make sure all the model files are kept, erase the full stop, asterisk, and bar. Now the command is set up to match specifically this file path, which includes all of the model files needed as we have no file extension listed. All that's left is to specify which classes we want to keep. Simply copy-paste the line once and replace the class in square brackets with your desired classes. For our example, we're using Soldier and Heavy. For some reason, DemoMan is shortened to Demo in the file names of cosmetics. Every other class is kept the same. Using two different methods, we can achieve the same result. I encourage you to learn the hat command, like this one here, with all its filters, but if you still struggle, using path and mentioning file paths is a good alternative. If you want to leave comments to yourself in the config, you can use the hashtag character to comment things out. Now these two lines won't have any effect, and you can write whatever you want. I'll leave editing the example config there for now. Once you're happy with it, you can move on to compiling. Navigate to the work folder of your custom build. Click on the file path bar at the very top, type cmd.exe, and hit enter. This will open up a command prompt window corresponding to the folder you were just browsing. Before we compile, you can use a variety of commands to specify things like input folder, output folder, config file name, etc. The ones you want to use the most are the -p and -n commands. -p compiles your build and prints out all of the cosmetic file paths the program has removed. You can use this to check if your config file and commands are working as intended. But since we created a keep or whitelist, it's going to spit out every single cosmetic removed and compile your build before you're ready, which can take a long time. The -n command prevents the program from compiling, meaning in combination with -p, the file paths will be printed in your command prompt window for viewing, with no other actions taken by the program. To quickly preview your build, simply swap around the keep in your config with remove. Then within your command prompt window, type nhcustom2.exe space -p space -n, then hit enter. After a short moment, you should see a few lines showcasing the file paths the program has recognized. It can be hard to read at first, but now you can check whether your commands are working as intended before compiling. You can see a few examples here. At the very bottom we have the Dead of Night, for spy only, first style. We have a bunch of MVM cosmetics here from the MVM update we listed. We can see we have the Allfather for Soldier and Heavy, first style only here. And we can see a bunch of Scream Fortress 2014 cosmetics here. If you're happy with what you're seeing, open up your config again and swap the remove out with keep. Then in your command prompt window, type nhcustom2.exe and hit enter. Program will begin working its magic. The original NoHats mod works by replacing the model files of cosmetics with new model files that replicate the default appearances of the mercenaries. They are then given the names of cosmetics to replace and put in their file paths. So when you open TF2, the cosmetics you'd expect to see now appear as if they haven't even been equipped. What the program is doing first is reading your config.txt, and based on the instructions we've given it, it's going to keep all of the cosmetics we've entered into it based on update, class, style, and other factors. Then it's going to copy all of the raw NoHats assets from the input folder to the output folder, excluding all the ones you chose to keep. So all the cosmetics you don't want to see will be replaced by new model files, hiding them in game, while all the ones you want to see from your config.txt, aka whitelist, will still show up in game. While it's compiling, make sure to click on the command prompt window and push the arrow keys as it can stagnate sometimes. But right now it's building the mod, it's copying all the input folder files to the output folder. Depending on how many cosmetics you have in your config, it can usually take a few minutes. After it's done, open your output folder. You should see a models folder. If you open it and keep going, you'll eventually start seeing model files. At this point, you can safely assume everything has worked correctly, and you have your very own custom build of the NoHats mod. All it's left for you to do is place it in your custom folder, but an additional step I recommend taking is converting your custom build into a neatly packed .vpk file. It's really easy to do. Simply drag and drop your output folder onto vpk.exe, which you can find at Team Fortress 2, bin, vpk.exe. This process can usually take a few minutes, and like before, make sure you click on it and play with the arrow keys a little bit to see if everything's working. After it's done, you should end up with output.vpk. Simply call it whatever you want, and place it in your custom folder, which you can find at Team Fortress 2, TF, custom, and simply drag and drop it. Finally, you now have your very own custom build of the NoHats mod. If you want to recompile your build, you need to delete the contents of the output folder and recompile again using the steps mentioned before. Unfortunately, TF2 is going to keep receiving new updates that do nothing but add more cosmetics, so when those times do come around summer, Halloween, and Smissmas, make sure to update your custom build. You can do this by deleting the contents of your input folder, re-downloading the NoHats mod from GameBanana, and extracting the contents of the newest nohatsbgum.vpk into your input folder. You'll also need to download an up-to-date database.csv from the NoHats mod website. The author of this mod is active, and you can expect the mod plus database to be updated whenever TF2 receives an update itself. Before you run off and create your own custom build, I highly recommend visiting the NoHats mod website as it's filled with information you can use to further customize your config, such as filters not covered in this video, explanations of launch options, and documentation for how commands are handled. I hope you can learn even more about the program there. I want to give a special thanks to Fedora31 for creating the NoHats mod, creating the custom build creation tools, and providing great feedback for the creation of this video. Alright, the main part of the video is over now. You can go and make your own custom build if you want, but I wanted to talk about a few things after the fact that I think are important to bring up. One, why I made this tutorial in the first place is because I think NoHats Custom is a really great program. It can let you do a lot of things that you can't find anywhere else in like any other Cosmetic Disabled mods like on GameBanana or anything. And the documentation for it can be like pretty hard to understand and read, which is why I made this tutorial to kind of share what I know, so hopefully other people can learn and make their own builds. In saying that, there are some custom builds already made on GameBanana which you can download, which I'll throw up on screen, as well as like a program based off of the NoHats Custom mod which you can use as well. But you won't get as much like personalization as with the NoHats Custom mod, so I really think everyone should try and learn it and like make their own custom builds and everything. And with that, huge shout out again to Fedora31. He's maintaining the NoHats mod. He made the custom build mod. He's a really great bloke. Please give this guy all your money and support him however you can. Just like leave a nice comment on his GameBanana profile or something. He's a good bloke. And outside of the tutorial, why I think you should care about NoHats mod and like cosmetics in TF2 today is because of obvious reasons, like the art style going to shit. A lot of like really bad cosmetics just getting added in game. And I think the turning point for them was like Gunmetal or Love and War, where you just had a lot of like really out there and risque cosmetics like get added in game that like eventually set the standard for other cosmetics getting added like down the line. And so now we're in this place where we have a lot of like really bad cosmetics that you just like can't do anything about. So I think if you want to stand up for yourself, you should get a NoHats mod or a custom build or something like that you should be running. Because playing with these like really bad cosmetics is just insulting to me. Like I don't want to see all this like visual noise and everything on these character designs and everything that I really enjoy. So again, that's why I think you should get your own custom build if you care about TF2's art style and everything. Get one and run it so you can like, enjoy the game again just that little bit more. And in saying that, there are some cosmetics that are also like okay, but like I'll throw up a few on screen, like these are alright, but the main issue I have is that most TF2 players have really bad fashion taste where they just throw on anything. Mostly new cosmetics where it covers like large regions of the body and they just make the mercenaries look like completely unrecognizable and just like awful OC material and everything. So if you don't have to like deal with bad fashion taste, which again I guess is subjective, like maybe you like these sorts of things, but If you care more about like the classic sort of TF2 look, please go download a custom build or make your own. And finally, TF2 cosmetics, like the more that get added, like TF2's file size gets bloated, which I think is a really big issue. Like this year as well, we had not only a batch of cosmetics, but the Festivizer got an update where it can be used on like every weapon now, or like almost every weapon. Like there's some you still can't put it on, but again, that's more model files and textures and everything that's just been added to TF2's file size. That does absolutely nothing for the game at all, except for just make it a bigger download, which I think is really, really shitty. So again, if you want to stand up for yourself and just say, okay, I don't want to see all these like bad cosmetics or anything, download NoHats Mod or make a custom build yourself. That's what I encourage you to do. And with that part done now, I finally have some free time to play TF2 again, and what better way to do that than to play on Castaway.tf. Uh, this is a community server that popped up about a year ago that do old school weapon reverts, like back to 2014 or like 2012 weapons that like were fun, you know, before Valve like completely gutted them, such as the Sandman and the Ambassador and everything. If you want to play with these old weapons and if you want to play on a like full community server, vanilla, random crits and everything, play on Castaway.tf. We have sessions up every day in Virginia, in Germany, and in Singapore. Go check out Castaway.tf. You can see me there. Thank you for watching.